What is your will, my master?
Hey, what's up, Joshua? Quick demo video for you for your Solos Hold Maverick. This is a corn horn saber, right? That Solos Hold made. There's two different variations of this. It's this one, which is made out of aluminum, and then he did a steel version as well, which I've done before. It's a little bit easier working on this guy actually. There are some slight differences. Mainly, the threading in the pommel is a lot less. But anyway, all done. Installed with a Proffie V2. I did glue your black greebly and your red button on there, right? So this was made obviously to look like a speeder bike candle. You'd hold it like this and your button's right there. This button doesn't do anything though, it's just for aesthetics. This is a 2-button setup. So your two tactile switches right here. When you're holding this guy up, these buttons are face up. The switch on your left hand side is your activation, and then your right hand tactile is your auxiliary. And then you've got stock V3 MPXLs in there for your main, for your main lit PCB. How you get to the chassis, you just want to unscrew this pommel. It's the only place on this saber that comes off. So we'll take this off real quick. Make sure I don't drop it. When you take this off, you'll see your speaker right here. The chassis is a little bit tight in this hilt. All right, so you want to take this saber like this and cup your hand and just hit it a few times. Once or twice, you'll see the chassis pop out like that, and you can go ahead and pop it right out. You can almost hear that suction coming out like that, right? I have to make this a tight fit so that this Smuggler's Outpost switch pixel PCB makes contact with a 14-pin PCB that I have in there that never comes out. And then here's your chassis, right? No color on this guy. I just went for a nice smooth finish, so nice and clean, no wires. It does say Solo Sabers over here for me in Arabic. It says Corn Horn over here in Arabic, and you'll see that better when you get it in person. I threw a few lines on here just to kind of match the handle a little bit, and then the rest is just pretty clean. You've got a 28mm Smuggler's Outpost Elite speaker here, and then you've got, of course, removable battery setup, right? So spring side over here. Don't ever put your battery in backwards. We're going to take a battery right now, throw it in this guy. So once it snaps in nice and tight, and once you do that, we'll just go ahead and we'll throw this guy in. Don't ever push on the center of the speaker, just push on the sides. Push it about like right there. So whoops, you do have motion controls. When you put this on, I did put a little spacer in here and I did glue that in. So if I didn't tell you, you'd probably never even notice it. But when you get that in person, there's a little 3D printed spacer in there. It just helps push right up against the rim of the speaker to make sure all of those pins are engaged, when we tighten this down. When you put this pommel on, you can lock it down tight, but you don't have to crank on it, if that makes sense, right? So when you got that tightened down, you can come over here and hit activation. You got your LEDs firing up, they're super bright. Auxiliaries right here. And then we can hit activation to turn it off, or you could swing it on and twist off, just like that. We'll throw a blade in this guy. Your blade retention screw was built into the saber already, and it's right here, so we will utilize that. This takes a 1-inch diameter NeoPixel blade. I like to, on this particular saber, the emitter is pretty tight. So I'll go ahead and I'll turn the saber on as I'm putting my blade in. And then as soon as my blade turns on, I'll stop pushing it. It's so tight, I can't feel when I hit those pins, and I don't want to damage anything. So, that's just my way of turning it on. Or I'm sorry, it's my way of putting the blade in. your blade lock up. So you do have battle mode on here. And if you hit the blade or the saber, you'll get blade lock up, and it will stay like that until you pull away from it.
Smooth fuzz.
You've got all the stock fonts on here.
Teensy. Smooth Jedi. Teensy. Smooth Jedi.
Now we got that blue for Cornhorn. And then to get to your soundtracks, you just hold power down for 1 second and let go. And then do the same thing to turn it off. Hold down for 1 second and let go. All right, so we'll go ahead and we'll take the blade out of here. And we'll go over taking the battery out, which is super easy to do. Come back over here and unscrew the pommel. Now, when you go to take this chassis out, the saber might ignite on you because of motion controls. That's okay. We'll get that chassis out about right there. And we'll just go ahead and pull it out just like that. And then from the positive side of the battery, right here by the speaker, you should be able to pull it out with your finger just like that. And that is pretty much your Solos Hold Maverick. Let me know if you got any questions. If not, I will try to get this out in the mail to you tomorrow. All right, thanks.